An outlier is a data point that is far away from the rest of the data. Outliers can appear in your data for similar reasons to missing data. An outlier could be due to a data entry error or a processing mistake. Or an outlier might be legitimate data because in any situation, there is always some probability of obtaining an extreme value. The questions to ask yourself are, how do you find outliers? And then once you've found them, what do you do with them? First, I'll introduce a few ways for detecting outliers and then talk about what to do with outliers. When working in 1 or 2 dimensions, you can use data visualizations to spot outliers. In the case of one-dimensional data, you can plot the data along a number line. A data point that falls far to the left or far to the right of most of the data could be considered an outlier. You can also spot outliers using 2-dimensional plots. In this plot, it's clear that one point is far away from the other data points. There are also statistical methods for finding outliers, and I'll give you some practice in the coding exercises. These include using z-scores from a normal distribution or the Tukey method. Both of these methods use basic statistics like means, standard deviations, or quantiles to identify outliers that are far away from most of the data. So far, we've talked about finding outliers in 1 or 2 dimensions. How do you find outliers in 3 or more dimensions? You could, for example, use machine learning techniques like PCA to reduce the data to 1 or 2 dimensions. Then you could use the graphical or statistical methods already discussed. Another example would be to use a clustering method. In this case, you would first calculate the cluster centroids, and then you would measure the distance between each centroid and each point. A large distance might indicate an outlier. Scikit-learn also includes various outlier detection algorithms, and I'll provide a link below. Next, you'll get some practice identifying outliers.